lightly sear the prosciutto for no more than 2 minutes and then take out and set aside. Okay, I went ahead and chopped the cauliflower up to 1-inch pieces like little florets. I also diced 3/4 of a cup of celery and put that in the bottom first so it could cook a little bit longer before I added the florets. And also a stick of butter and maybe a 1/4 cup combined of olive oil and grapeseed oil this time. We're gonna let this saute and just soften up and lightly brown before we continue. It looks like the cauliflower is browning nicely along with the celery. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of roughly cut white onion, just because that'll give it a little crunch. I don't want the onion to be overcooked. I'm gonna mix that in right now. And I almost forgot, but here at the Cooking Maiden, we always like to put a little bit of herb, a little bit of green, a little color into something. So I had some fresh thyme in the fridge and threw that in. But you could use green onion, parsley, whatever you choose. If you're going to use parsley, though, that would have to go in at the end. Thyme is pretty hearty, so it does have to cook down a little bit to really get the oils out of it. I did put the cover on to let it steam a little bit as well, so I could really get that cauliflower extra soft. Now I'm going to add probably about 6 to 10 cups of chicken broth. And I'm just gonna let that saute and just cook down just a bit more, probably on a medium to low heat, just for a simmer. I'd say for a half hour at least. Now it's been cooking for probably about 35 minutes or so. And at this point, everything looks like it's softened up even nicer. And I did go ahead and put some of my favorite little herbs and spices in there if I felt like it needed a little bit more. I also put 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar just to cut the little bit of the butter. It seemed a little too buttery, if that's even a thing. Anyhow, here goes. We're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. There we go. Give that a nice little stir. It definitely is deeply roasted cauliflower soup. Now I'm going to bring that up to a simmer. And then I'm going to turn off the heat and let it sit for 2 hours so all the flavors can marry together. And I'll also put a squeeze of fresh lime right at the very end. And I'm going to be putting in the prosciutto now as well, so it won't overcook. That was the 2 cups of prosciutto. Stir those in, bring up to a simmer, and let sit for 2 hours. And I want to give a little shout out to my friend Mary from my hometown. I want to send you and respectively your husband love and support today and give a little warmth with this soup. The soup came back up to a simmer, then I turned the heat off completely and put on the cover. This will gently let all the spices and the prosciutto and the cauliflower just blend beautifully together and make a deeper flavor. And we will dish this out in a few hours and show you the results and share some. Here we go, my lovelies. I'm so happy with the results. Oh my gosh, this is so rich and silky and it's amazing. I did use a little bit more of my prosciutto just to sprinkle on top and some more fresh thyme just to give it a little more beauty, a little more charm. Eat up, my lovelies, and enjoy.